Here today due to a nice guide into the realms of this sick, twisted, what's his name? Anyways, been getting this comment back and forth by someone. I need to do this video now due to the fact that someone thinks that I look and laugh like the 112 dirtbag. I'll put my face up here, thank you. Thank you. Check out the face. I'll have to do a screenshot of my face and maybe put a picture up of him, because I do have one with the mental patient McGrath, which also I got slammed on about this man maybe being McGrath. I know in my earlier videos on this I did mention, and I did a comparison of faces. I mean, don't get me wrong, you cannot disclose anything. You cannot, do not want to take out anybody from this. And where that guy has an obsession with McGrath, obsession with the case of Murray, and now looking into this, in 2004, this girl became, I believe, either the week before or the week after Murray became missing. So I don't get what anybody says. I'm going on the theory, yes, we have a serial killer in our midst in Vermont. And I'll tell you something, this boy, of course, not having a lot of time on his hands, can travel. Now, man, this story is just insane also. But like I said, travel is the key in this case. Two cases. A lot of traveling. From our workplace. I believe the abandoned house has been torn down, but lo and behold, I took pictures of what they have up on images. And I'll tell you something. I'll give you my thoughts and theory on this case. And here we have another, looks like a vulnerable girl. Picture can tell 1,000 words. I can see in this picture that she is very vulnerable. I can tell you she looks like the type that puts a lot of trust into people. Because this woman goes on to say that she, as a child, took jiu-jitsu. Now, anybody in their right mind has that kind of training under their belt should have no problem beating off an attacker. But all in all, sometimes attackers can make a big impact if they come up and blindside you, especially a vulnerable woman. That's why I say this woman was blindsided. I'm for sure if she got kidnapped and she knew about it, she'd have a better chance of using the jiu-jitsu on this person. But I want to go and say that this person blindsided her. Hell, maybe even got the idea from the Vanishing. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, which I believe it came out in 1998. I know I used to watch that movie a lot. one of them movies where I would love being sitting there trying to be the good guy and how would I do this and how would I do that to catch this guy, you know? But I'm about to wonder if that person got that idea from that movie now that I think of The Vanishing with Kiefer Sutherland. Kiefer Sutherland's a very, very good actor. I like him, along with his father, Donald Sutherland. But if anybody hadn't seen that movie, and if you do go happen to look it up, it's about a family man that gets bored of his life, pretty much. And he wants to know what it's like if he would go out and kill someone. Would anybody ever find out? Only you can tell if you watch the movie. I'd rather people watch the movie. But all I'll say is that he's a family man with a daughter, very educated and high moraled into teaching his daughter wrong from right, stuff like that. But the dark side of people that you don't know exists. And if you don't know it, and I'll let you watch and see how he persuades his way into a person's life and changes it forever. All I'll say is one thing. Damn, chloroform is the key in this movie. And when you get along, and Sandra Bullock is in the movie, and what does she play? And it's about to wonder why with cases like this, and they make a movie like that, vulnerable, just very down-to-earth person, would take on anything, but also would say, this person's got something very interesting. Not sex, not stupid stuff like that, but in the movie The Vanishing, you would think love is a key word there too. And what she goes off and does for love leaves you up into The Vanishing. Check that movie out. Whether you read it or whether you watch it, I recommend it. But I'm going with this on this case and the Murray case. Because I'll tell you, what is in that movie and looking at this case now brings me to The Vanishing. And I'll say one thing, that this woman, I think, did try to put up a fight, but where she was, I want to say she was, attacked, and she was forced. And there was no escaping to this one. There was no escaping in this. Either this person had a gun or a knife or some type of weapon to make this woman not want to fight. I will say there might have been a struggle due to the fact of the pictures I'm going to show, but poor woman had no poor chance in hell. But it goes on, and as you can see, this is Wikipedia. She worked at the, and they said there was a report that they were seen. And now here's another thing of a girl running away. Small town girls, and they live this life for so long, go out and get a job, but they feel like they're bored and have nothing, this life's just too much. I want to go try something new. I've been in this small town. Or whatnot. I mean, she was born, what do they say? Burlington, Vermont. That's where she was born. So small town girls. You know, they go on to say that she could have been, this woman in Atlantic City was never properly identified. Local drug dealers of whom she was acquaintance, I believe they said the other girl had drug dealers or drug use in the other one. But, you know what? Being that far out, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are hidden secrets beyond small towns, but I highly doubt drug and dealers and all that were a factor in this story. Hell no. And it goes on to say there was an Israel Keyes who committed numerous rapes and murders throughout Vermont. But I think even this guy was ruled out ultimately. It goes on to say the Dateline covered this, all this, blah, blah, blah. But when you got a murderer like that gets ultimately ruled out, he must have had at least some alibis for his case to be. She was raised with her older brother. Try and go this quickly. Of course, it was this. Yep. It's like I said. I mean, I read some of this, but I've been saying it all along that, of course, she wanted to move away from her parents' farm. She wanted her own, more independence, like all small town girls. I mean, it's safe to say, I can speak for all small town girls. You live in a small town, including Vermont, and you start finding out the world around you is bigger and more opportunities, of course. You're going to want to try and do them things. And I'm sure she's from a soft-spoken homeboy. I'm sure she was just a person that was just, never thought the day would come that she would meet some deranged friggin' lunatic. And it's, just sad to say that if she could use the jiu-jitsu the way she could have used it, but didn't, because, it's just, it reminds me, excuse me, wow, man, I'm getting all friggin' bleh. Just reminds me of a person that is not the type to just go full blat out and go, get all scary and flipping out and come on, you bastard. But then it goes on to say, and this will prove it too. I mean, just by saying that, and like I said, I did read some of this. She was in an altercation with a girl also through this article. And it was all there it is, Kaylee Lacrosse. The motive for attack, this girl wanted to go after this other girl here. And it was jealousy over Maitland's interaction with a male peer at a party these kids were at. Just imagine a small town party, everybody knows everybody. But this girl, Lacrosse, punched Brianna in the face several times. Bap, 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 bap. This Brianna didn't do nothing. She didn't even press charges. She went to go press charges, but it was later dropped, they say. And she suffered a broken nose concussion. She later filed charges, but the complaint was subsequently dropped 3 weeks after Maitland disappeared. And of course, this girl was going to push charges, push the issue, But, of course, she ended up disappearing. And this girl was, I'm sure it was just pure jealousy, but she was even, cleared of any involvement in her disappearance. So on March 19, 2004, morning of Friday, she took an exam, received a GED. Father Bruce was on the state work in New York. She went shopping with her mother. Now this is the thing. And just like Murray, both girls had an acquaintance or a run-in with someone or something. Probably more or less someone. Whether who it be, we all know we can point the fingers at one person. But all in all, this girl had a run-in just like Murray. Got distraught. Went and did their business and ended up missing. So it was 3:30, 4 p.m. This was the last time she saw her daughter. Brianna in the parking lot and noticed that her daughter seemed unnerved, shaken, and agitated. She told her mother that she needed to go home and prepare for her upcoming work shift at the Black Lantern Inn. So, of course, the mother never asked why, which I would say any person in their right mind, if you just been with your daughter, left your daughter or son, and they come back acting all weird and strange. I know I had that happen once, and the first thing out of my mouth was, "What's going on? What? What's wrong? What? No, tell me." I wouldn't shut up until I got told. Come to find out it wasn't nothing serious like this. But I was on my game. When I see my kids acting funny, I see my kids acting, doing weird things. Be like, what's wrong? What are you doing? What? I don't care. Because I'm always thinking like this. I always think the worst. It's the way I've raised myself. Because I've had my encounters with some very bizarre people. And someone like this, no, I wouldn't be surprised if the person I ran into in an earlier life was just like this. But where I had my head on my shoulders and had my street smarts out, I'm still here. But stuff like this, I gotta document. I have to document. And due to the comments I've been getting, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk to the person that make the comments. I think her name is Kim. Just want to let you know, I don't disclose anything. That guy, 112 dirtbag, the more I look into this, right? I mean, I had my theories before. There's no doubt in my mind that guy could be involved with all of this. But I mean, for them not to do a DNA testing or some sort of thing on this guy, or even if they did, I don't know. I don't think they did. And they're just gonna sweep it away, not do no DNA testing. And if they did, they would have their friggin'. That's the only reason why, a little bit debating here and there. Might this guy been DNA tested? If he ain't got nothing to hide, Mr. 112 dirtbag, why didn't you give your DNA? I'm sure there'll be some DNA, something. And the way these pictures go, oh man, nuts. But you know what? I have to put that up in the next video. Yeah, that's right. But all in all, I mean, I want to go through a little bit more of this. Here we go. I'm going to go through some mappings. And I'm going to end it with this. I think this is the restaurant. Yep. Black Lantern here. in. Now I'm thinking, I just looked through Google Maps on this road, which is 118, a mile from the Black Lantern. I don't think this building exists no more. And I tried to look for a bend like this in the road, but I'm thinking maybe something was built here. More buildings, but I'm just going to show this, and I'm going to go through the rest of my next video. Because lately I've been trying to cut down on time due to the fact that, I need, more videos, short time. But we're looking at a place here that, as you can see, at the time, nothing around. Wait until you see these next pictures I gotta go through. But I have my own thoughts and theories on this bad boy right here. And wherever this place is, and if I can find it on Google Maps, even the house itself looks as eerie as the story. Just showing that out. But I want to start off by saying I'm about to wonder if this 112 dirtbag ever lived or grew up in New Hampshire. Now see how it all, because to know this stuff, to know where to go or whatever, could be possible. Him being McGrath, the mental patient, I'm going to bring up his picture too. I'm going to bring that up through all the mix of this again and go over it. But all in all, this story is just as friggin' bizarre, man. I want to thank the commenter who brought this up. As much as I looked up the Murray case, this never came up. Never. I didn't even see it in like Wikipedia or whatever on another website saying, oh, this is almost identical, but this story is a week off from each other, same year, and it's like, wow, what was really going on back then? And nothing was ever found. And there was witnesses that drove by this house, saw lights on in the car there. One saw directional of the car on, and the other one drove by. Mind you, this was a route that was heavily used, that knew the person that owned the car, but thought, is that hers or da-da, but never stopped to check. 3 witnesses, and then the next morning someone stopped and then took photos and then called the police. But 3 witnesses didn't even stop to check out why this car had lights on, had a directional on, and the person knew the car. Didn't even stop. Check what was going on. Till that next video, I gotta clear this up. Be safe, take care, beware. We don't know who lives among us. I know the 112 dirtbag is still out there. Buddy, I'm gonna try and unravel you. Ha ha ha.